Hey, what's up, everyone out there? Jeremy Kinney here with theawarenessrevolution.com. Today, I've got a very serious video for you, and dare I say, it may be one of the most important videos you have ever seen. Let's dig in. 2 months ago, I made a video on my YouTube channel titled What's Next? Cyber attack, EMP, famine, and blackout possibly coming. And this isn't just my prediction. I used the information from the World Economic Forum and based my opinion on what was coming up next based on what they were talking about and what they're clearly telling us is coming up.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
So, this is going to be an update to that video. We just had a bunch of rolling power outages in Austin, and even some people are dying. I even posted on my YouTube or on my Facebook channel. After I made that video, I said that it's a very important video, and in fact, it could save your life. Okay. So if those Texans would have seen my video 2 months ago and prepared, it literally could have saved their lives. Now, I think this is going to be a growing concern going into the future. And that's why I'm making another video to update and go into more detail and show you some of the evidence that this is all happening under and the whole backdrop for what we see rolling out right now. But before I get into the current situation, and also at the end, I will give some preparedness tips for you to consider. But I'm going to just show, this is from January 27th. It says the day Europe's power grid came close to a massive blackout. So this isn't just limited to the US. It isn't just limited to Europe. These people control the world. And for whatever reason, I think they don't have our best interest in mind. And they seem to be absolutely sure there are going to be some major power outages, which will wreak havoc beyond what anyone can imagine. In fact, I think people in Texas are starting to imagine it, but this is just the beginning. And I'm not 100% sure this is all going to happen, but they pretty much are. So it's something to be aware of, and therefore I'm going to do a video on it. This is just New York Times showing a bunch of other posts involving massive blackout. If you heard back in January, which is only a month ago, a lot of Pakistan had a major blackout and affected over 200 million people, which is about 2/3 of the US. Also worth pointing out in this list of articles on the New York Times was another one. It says the whole city was dark. China rations electricity for millions. China is poised to become the model for the future, for the New World Order, for the Great Reset, whatever you want to call it. And even in the recent Davos meeting that they had, the dude from China, whatever his name is, he's got a weird Chinese name, he's asserting that, and saying that because they did well in the pandemic, that they should be the leaders of this new world order, basically, where the governments from around the world come together, yada yada. And this is what the conspiracy theorists have been saying for many years. Also, I wanted to point out to you this video I did on my YouTube channel about the 2010 Rockefeller document. It describes the coronavirus scenario in great detail. It even goes into not only the temperature checks and stuff like that, but saying that some countries will fare better than others. They gave China as an example for a company or a country that did well, and the US for one that didn't do well because we're so hung up on our freedom. And we see this all playing out in real time. I mean, this video I made on the Rockefeller documents was from 10 months ago. And even back then, it was shocking how what was explained in this document 10 years ago was happening 10 months ago. But as we keep continuing to move forward, we see that it's more and more adding up to exactly as we've seen in the lockstep scenario. But the lockstep, I don't think, is the ultimate end game. I think they want us in the clever together scenario. And you'll have to watch the video. It's 30 minutes long almost, but you can read the document yourself or whatever. But it would really enlighten you on what we're up against and what's going on and what we can expect in the future. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you were to subscribe right now, you'd be my 500th subscriber, which would be awesome. My channel got deleted a while back, and I'm slowly building it back. So, like and subscribe. It helps motivate me to do more videos. I'd love to do more, but as you see from the views, I'm not getting many views, nothing like I was years ago. So it's not very encouraging. Whereas, this information is just so important. I'm just going to do the video anyway. If it helps one person, it was worth it. So let's keep digging in. All right, so this is a video I wanted to make you aware of as a TEDx talk. It's called "A Catastrophic Blackout is Coming. Here's how we can stop it." And this guy goes into pretty good detail. I mean, it's pretty much a good, solid watch. It's 16 minutes long, so it's not long. I think it's worth watching. But let me just go ahead and give a few things off the top of my head that I can remember. By the way, I actually did this video already, and it just never got published. And then when this happened, I just decided to go ahead and redo it. Um, but one of the things he said in here is that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we have a massive blackout. And he talks about this book, Lights Out, also mentions a cyber attack, a nation unprepared, surviving the aftermath. And it was written a few years ago, but the book is basically saying the same thing. The author interviews experts, and he concludes that the experts all agree that it's a matter of if, not a matter of when. And there doesn't seem to be much of a plan for it. And the governments don't really seem to be, they don't really seem to be doing anything to prevent or prepare for the inevitable, basically. So we're talking about, this is beyond comprehension. And, we've never been more reliant upon the electrical grid. So like think about it, years ago, the value 1964 and before, the value of a dollar, the value of a quarter was all based on the weight of the coin, whether it be gold or silver. And then in 65, they made the money with cheaper metals because the value of the coin was less than the value of the metal used to make the coin. Anyways, but if the electrical grid went down, then we still had like a lot of dollars. We still had coins that we could use. Whereas now, if the electrical grid goes down, I mean, how much cash do you have? Most dollars are digital. It's in bank accounts. They're numbers in a computer system. So how would we trade? How would we barter? The whole food supply. gas, everything is operated off of electricity to manage the systems in place to make sure that the society continues to function. Now, without electricity, that all comes to a halt. And it's hard to imagine this kind of scenario. So that's why I think it's wise to consider it and think about what it would be like and what we could do in that kind of situation. Because if when that situation happens, everyone's gonna be scrambling for gas or whatever, water and food, and you're not going to have as much time to think about it. You're going to be just having to act right away, whereas right now, if you can prepare before it happens, you have a lot more time to set yourself up for worst case scenario. I do believe that it's wise to prepare for the worst but hope for the best. Don't be negative, don't be paranoid, where you can't enjoy your life anymore. But it's like an insurance policy. I don't even have insurance. I don't really care for insurance. This type of thing is my type of insurance. Like, instead of health insurance, I like health assurance. I take a lot of healthy supplements. I do whatever I can to stack the odds in my favor. And when we are up against unprecedented problems, I think it is very wise to consider all these things. So going back to this video, what this guy said also, he says that some of the like transformers that are used, they could take over a year to be replaced if one of them were to go down. So, and they estimate over if if we were without electricity for a year, 60% of the population would die. And if we were without for a year, we'd probably go over a year, which would be higher than 60%. I think that's probably about accurate. And in fact, you know, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to be too serious, but I don't want to be too lighthearted either, you guys. Let me know what you think. Let us know in the comments below. If you're digging this content, make sure to subscribe. Check out my other videos because I try to make sure I only put out very important videos. I know it's a lot to take in. No one wants it to happen, but here we are. So those are some of the things to consider. Now, also, it isn't just in Texas that is having blackouts. We're having it reported in Mexico as well. You could just Google that. Um, Also, it wasn't that long ago we had power outages in the Vatican. So there's quite a bit of concern here. So let's go over some things that you can do to prepare. Um, it's going to be different for you than it was for me. It depends on your budget. It depends on how serious you want to go with it. But I would prepare for a blackout for no electricity. So you're going to need some sort of way of providing electricity, at least to keep, let's say, your refrigerator running. I think it would be wise to also stock up on a little bit of meat. I'll be publishing very soon my next podcast episode where I'm going to be talking about the final days of meat consumption. And I just did this video. I'm almost ready to publish it now. The story's going viral where Bill Gates is actually openly saying that rich countries need to just go off of meat 100% and go and eat synthetic meat. So I made the video before this went viral, like today, and I'm going to be sharing that on my channel, which is the Awareness Revolution podcast. It's a separate YouTube channel because I also have the podcast on audio and video versions on iTunes. But I think that's also a very, very important video. So I recommend having some extra meat. If you eat meat, obviously if you don't, that's all good. But if you do eat meat, have some extra set aside because Bill Gates is trying to completely eliminate all meat consumption. And there's a whole lot of information and evidence for that. So check out that video if you want to learn more. But I think it would be wise to have a deep freezer full of nice quality meat, the best meat that you can afford and find. If nothing else, I think there will be an increase in price of food. especially in the meats. If not, maybe we might get to the point where there is no meat. So you'll need some sort of power source to keep the meat frozen, maybe even to run a refrigerator at the same time. I know this is not easy. We're still looking into the final solution. So if you have, we looked at some solar options and stuff, and we're still trying to figure out ourselves how the best way to prepare is. We bought a generator that takes fuel, dual fuel, so propane and gas. It could run off either one. It also works in an RV. We're getting ready to get an RV in case things get too bad here. We can just dip out and go anywhere. If the electrical grid is down here, we could just take the RV, drive it to an RV park where they actually still do have electricity. So these are some things to consider. Obviously you want some foods that don't require electricity. With the meat, you might need a propane grill or something to grill out the meat. Whereas, if you have other foods that you can stock up on, not a bunch of crap, stock up on healthy food that will stay good for a while, and maybe foods that you can eat without electricity, whether that be canned foods. You can just get a hand, you know, can opener, open it with your hands, stuff like that, but we can live weeks without food, but only days without water. So that is next on our list, is to figure out a nice solution for storing water and get that taken care of. I know this sounds crazy. I don't want to sound like a crazy prepper, but the more I look into this, the more I see this as a serious threat that could happen. And I'm just preparing myself and my family, and I'm just sharing what I'm doing, okay, with you guys too as well. I know most people don't have the time to look into all this. So I try to, I spend 5 or 10 hours, taking in content, thinking about it or more before I make a quick little 20-minute video or whatever. So if you have some other ideas for how to prepare for a power outage, or a solution for an affordable kind of like generator with solar, something that will power a refrigerator, a deep freezer, let us know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Of course, this is extremely important. Share it with anyone that you care about, especially someone with an open mind. And there's a lot of good that's going to come out of this, I think. So if you look at some of my other financial videos and stuff like that, I'm doing the best ever, while the world is going to crap. And I've known that was going to be the case for the past 12 years, ever since I started on this path, doing this full time, researching and trying to spread awareness to change the world. I'm going to do fairly well, but I hate to see the world going to crap, especially because my friends and family live in it. Everyone. So yeah, so give me a thumbs up, guys, subscribe, and I hope that you'll check out my past videos and my future ones.